Wamuchomba.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise on the onset to support this bill because this is a bill that we have been waiting for as coffee farmers, as members of parliament who come from areas where coffee is grown. And this is a bill that some of us have spent quite a lot of time in the making. I remember we attended the Meru Coffee Conference to give our input to the formation of this bill. And I'm very excited that, Madam Speaker, finally this bill has seen the light of day, and it is my hope and sincere trust that we are going to do all it takes to make sure that the coffee bill becomes a law. Madam Speaker, as a farmer, I want to celebrate the return of the institution that supported many farmers with research in the early 80s, the late 80s, the early 90s, all the way up to the year 2003. This is when the Coffee Research Foundation was functional. And this is the institution that helped us to come up with the right breed and variety of coffee that is disease resistant, that is less expensive for the farmers, and gives the best quality and resistance to a lot of challenges. I am happy that Coffee Research Institute, hoping that it is still going to be domiciled where the Coffee Research Foundation buildings are, and I am happy and excited if it is going to be domiciled there, because majority of the people who worked there were my voters from Githunguri. My constituency borders the institution, and therefore I'll be happy to see this institution domiciled at the border between Roiro and Githunguri constituency. Madam Speaker, I am happy because finally coffee farmers will have seedlings. They will have support of research that is needed so that the varieties that they are going to continue planting are the right varieties that are going to give them the returns. Madam Speaker, I'm also very excited because I can see the bill has proposed the return of Coffee Board of Kenya. The institution that excelled coffee farming in Kenya in the early 2000s and the late 1990s, when our farmers earned a lot of money from the marketing activities that were done by the Coffee Board of Kenya. Mr. Speaker, I am excited as a coffee farmer that this Coffee Board of Kenya is not only going to help us in profiling our coffee in the right way, but also represent us ably in the international market platforms where we have failed to market our coffee. I am excited as a farmer that the aspect of introducing direct sales for Kenyan coffee farmers is now something that is acceptable by law. The farmers who have capacity to market their coffee directly are now allowed by law, if this bill becomes a law, so that the farmers can experience the aspect and the pride of marketing their quality coffee anywhere in the world. Mr. Speaker, I am also happy that the DSS, the Direct Settlement System, has been entrenched in law by this bill. This is a system that is going to allow coffee farmers to receive their money from any sale directly in their account without going through a roundabout of many other intermediaries who are taking away farmers' money. So this DSS, even as we welcome it, it is my hope and sincere hope that we are also going to be creating a very transparent system of DSS so that we don't deduct farmers' money with so many other unexplained deductions. Mr. Speaker, I seek for an opportunity to bring a few amendments to this bill. In as much as I am supporting it, there are areas I feel that we need to put amendments so that we align ourselves with the activities of the farmer. Mr. Speaker, I still do not understand why Coffee Board of Kenya has to be domiciled in Nairobi, yet all the farmers who practice coffee farming are not in Nairobi. Why can't the main headquarters of Coffee Board of Kenya be domiciled in Meru, in Nyeri, in Trans Nzoia, in Baringo, where we also have coffee? Why must we bring Coffee Board of Kenya offices in Nairobi, yet the farmers are in the villages? let us be considerate that coffee is a rural crop, and you don't have to bring the headquarters of Coffee Board in Nairobi for you to be seen to be working. So I promise to bring an amendment, because I feel we punish our farmers through the logistics of coming to Nairobi when they don't have to. Mr. Speaker, I also don't understand why coffee as a sector, as a subsector, has to be subjected to the bureaucracies of 4 ministries. For you to be able to achieve anything in the coffee subsector, coffee is under trade, it is under Ministry of Cooperative, Ministry of Agriculture, and Treasury. And by the way, also county government is involved. So whenever farmers, coffee farmers want something, they have to be staggered in all those 4 ministries for them to be able to achieve anything. Why can't we domicile coffee in 1 ministry? Why can't we say every other activity of coffee is under 1 ministry called Ministry of Agriculture or Ministry of Cooperative? And final, these bureaucracies, Mr. Speaker, create a lot of delays. Nothing moves. Bureaucracies after bureaucracies. So I'll bring an amendment, I hope I will succeed, so that we can streamline the functionality of this subsector. Mr. Speaker, last but not last, there is a clause that indicates that for any farmer to cut down a coffee tree, you must get authorization from the county government through the county executive minister. That, to me, is very oppressive. Why must you force a farmer to go and line up in the county government offices if they want to uproot their coffee and plant a new breed? Currently, I'm a coffee farmer. I am already uprooting my old trees to put the new variety because the weather has changed. Do I have to go to the county executive minister of Kiambu County for me to uproot my coffee? This is punitive, and we must not go through that route. So I will put amendment. I hope I will succeed so that I can be able to streamline that idea. Mr. Speaker, finally, I cannot keep quiet when we are introducing levies after levies in the coffee sector. It is good that we have brought back the CRF, Coffee Research Institute. It is good that we have brought back Coffee Board of Kenya. It is good that we have introduced county government as a key player. But already the county government are taxing farmers through licensing the pulping centers. If the farmer is already paying a levy for a pumping center to be licensed, why does that farmer has to pay another levy when they sell their coffee? This is double taxation, and it will not happen. So I will still and urge this House to allow us to make amendments so that farmers do not pay double levies in the value chain of coffee. I am excited that after many political games and dances that have been going around the coffee sector, finally this coffee bill, Senate bill of number 10, has seen the light of day. We are debating this bill, and I am hopeful that the coffee farmers are finally going to get the value for the energy they put in the coffee sector. And before I conclude, Mr. Speaker, coffee is a serious crop in this country that brings a lot of revenue in Kenya. By the way, coffee sector is supposed to be a ministry by its own, based on the amount of money coffee generates in this country. I still don't understand why we play politics with coffee. I still don't understand why we see like we are over favoring coffee farmers. That the money that we have allocated in this House as coffee revolving advance charity fund can be reallocated by one public officer without seeking for clearance from this House or clearing or getting opinion from the farmers, and write a letter expressingly reallocating coffee monies to other sectors. Whereas I don't have a problem with other people receiving money, coffee money must be respected, and coffee farmers must be respected. Anybody trying to play around with coffee farmers' money must be told and be reminded. It is the coffee sector that brought the development you see in some of these White Highlands areas you see of Kericho, areas of Baringo, areas of Nyeri, areas of Kiambu, and we cannot take farmers, coffee farmers for granted anymore. And therefore we are still requesting and waiting for the public permanent secretary in charge of cooperative to tell us that letter that is circulating around, showing and indicating that he intended to divert 1.5 billion shillings, money meant for coffee farmers, to other sectors without clearance of this House. Who gave him?
Yes, the Honorable Mutunga, what's your point of order?
Honorable Speaker, I'm wondering whether the member is in order to